Your path to enlightenment. Greetings, we are the Arcturian Council, and we are pleased to connect with all of you. We have been enjoying witnessing the mystery that is the unknown to humanity, and how you have found various ways of dealing with the anxiety that comes up around the unknown. There are so many things about life there on Earth that require you to have faith in something because they are unknowable. Certain things can be proven and repeated over and over again, like the boiling point of water, the freezing point of water, and so on. But how many of the aspects of your lives require you to believe in something that cannot be empirically, scientifically proven? They are too many to number. What do you do then with the mystery of the unknown? Well, there is one way to approach the topic of what is unknown that will be more satisfying to you than reading any book or attending any lecture or watching any video. You have the ability to be quiet, to go within, and let the unknowable make itself known to you. And what we also witness at times is how frustrated human beings can get when they do exactly what we have just said and not get a verifiable answer to a question, to a dilemma, or to something as important as the meaning of it all. We understand why so many walk away from the attempts at having an inner knowing, and we would say that the inner knowing doesn't need to have words associated with it. You don't need to develop a theory of everything. You don't need to get a story about the unknown and then cling to that story. When you go within and find peace, love, compassion within you, then you have everything that you need. If you go within because you have lost something very valuable and you want so or so your guides or your higher self to tell you where it is, you might walk away disappointed. And we understand frustration and disappointment. We do not enjoy watching you have these experiences, but when you get beyond the need for answers or for a solid direction that you could be given, and instead you enjoy the silence, and you enjoy feeling what's going on inside you, that's when you solve one of the mysteries. Because if you can do that successfully, then it doesn't matter what happened to the possession that you have lost, and you can always feel excited about discovering what is unknown through experiencing it. Having an experience is so much more valuable than having a philosophy that you wholeheartedly believe in, and even become rigid about believing in. We invite you to hold your arms wide open to the unknown, and to that which cannot be proven. You don't want to have it all figured out, not really. You don't want to become stagnant because you have written everything down in stone. You want to be flexible, and you want to see all of what you are experiencing as a fun adventure. That's the way to enlightenment as far as we are concerned. And along the way, you will try on many different beliefs. You will have faith in many different teachings and ways of looking at the world and being in the world. And it is our hope that at some point in your journey, you realize that the only place for you, the only way to truly understand and to know, is to go within and be silent. The 2020s, the decade of awakening. We are very excited about the twists and turns that you all have in front of you, and we are talking about the major changes that are coming to all of your systems, and we are very interested in witnessing exactly how you move from the political, economic, educational, other systems that you have in place now. You are moving towards a time of greater enlightenment, and that means more freedom. It means less oppression and less adversarial relationships with one another. Soon it will be one unified human collective instead of right versus left, rich versus poor, and one race versus another race. There will be less identification with who you have been as your minds and hearts are expanded by your experience. Most of the limiting beliefs that are held on Earth right now are held because of a limited scope of experience. But just as you have those planned chakra upgrades, you also have other experiences that are going to shift everything about how you view yourselves and your relationship to the rest of humanity, the Earth, and the galaxy. These experiences will come to you in a variety of ways. It will really depend on the individual and what you are ready for, but we are ready to call the next decade of the 20s the decade of awakening. You are going to see not only people in your lives who would never have expected to awakening, and you are also going to even further with your own awakening experience. You're going to know yourself differently from a broader perspective. You will have more memories, and you'll be able to connect to so many more beings, both physical and non-physical. And all that broadens your perspective is going to make these polarized, antiquated systems that you have in place seem very, very silly. You all take the beliefs you cling to much too seriously. We would love to see more of you laughing at yourselves for getting all worked up about what someone else believes in or what they're saying. Live your lives in the present moment and connected to your hearts. Prepare yourselves for the mass awakening that is coming, because it is coming, and it is coming to your neighborhood soon. It certainly is coming to your consciousness, as you who are receiving this transmission have proven yourselves ready for more, and we are excited to see what you will do next. because we know it will be fantastic, and we know it will just be the beginning. What spiritual evolution is all about. We have been interested in the ways in which you all interact with each other socially for quite some time, because it says a lot about who you are as individuals. Who you are with each other is who you are with yourselves. If you are hiding aspects of yourself from another person or everyone, then chances are you are hiding something from yourself as well. You are in denial of an important aspect of you. Now, this is something that is manifesting itself more and more as people only show the positive aspects of their lives on social media. This has been going on since before the dawn of the social media era, however. When people would talk about what was going on in their lives and in their families prior to the existence of Facebook and Instagram, they would usually only tell the good parts and leave the rest out. Now, of course, there are exceptions, and there always has been. There are people who are in touch with who they are to such a degree that they love sharing all aspects of themselves, and that has always been the case. But when we observe you, we observe what the majority of you are doing, and the majority of you are holding back what you feel ashamed of about yourselves. And if you're not ready to admit to your friends, coworkers, family members, and even strangers that you are in pain, for example, then chances are you are not dealing with that pain, not in a healthy way. And so it is not a good time to ask yourselves if you are being honest about who you are and how you feel. And we're talking about being honest with yourselves about these things. That's where you want to start. You want to start with your inner dialogue. You want to start by noticing how you feel and what you do about it. And during this period of self-examination, maybe it'd be a good idea to stay off of all social media platforms. Because if you only see the best of what everyone else is living, and at the same time you are trying to face your demons, your darkest hours, that might make it much more challenging. In fact, we are quite certain that it will. When you get ready to dig deep inside yourself, you need that time to yourself to feel your feelings, to examine your thoughts, and to decide if the person you present to the world is a person you really want to be. When you do this work, you liberate yourself. You can be free to be who you really are. But you cannot look to society to grant you permission first, because in most cases it won't. You first need to decide that you are perfect just as you are with all of your issues. And when you can present that version of yourself to the entire world, then you can start to relate to other people honestly and authentically. Then you can start to develop real friendships, real relationships. Then the healing with family members and others can begin. And that's what spiritual evolution is all about. Returning home to Source. We have an appreciation for the degree which all of you are willing to go from the knowing that you are Source energy beings. We have witnessed you feeling such despair because of the feeling of separation and loneliness. And we know that humanity has gone further from that knowing than any other beings in the galaxy in humanoid form. We want very much for you to embrace who you really are. And we can tell you that you are aspects of Source until the cows come home, as you say, but it won't do you any good. It won't even do you any good if you just think of it or put it on a coffee mug to remind yourself of it. You need more than that. You need to feel that you have come home. And that's the feeling you're searching for. You see, moving away from Source is like leaving the nest. You don't know how far away you will go, what dangers you will face, and sometimes you feel that you will not be able to find your way back. When you individuated your consciousness from Source, it was a similar experience. And some of you have felt that you have been wandering around the galaxy since you first physically incarnated. Others believe that home is another planet in a star system and feel that they will only have that sense of home when they return to that star system of origin. But we understand what you really want and need. You want to feel that you never left the Source energy nest. And the truth is that you never did. Everything is Source, so you could never really leave, but you've given yourself the impression that you are small, insignificant, egoic beings living out a short lifespan, and it has been very difficult in that reclaiming of your sense of home. You are there to experience it. It is inevitable, and it is your birthright to feel it and let it sink in, viscerally. So how do you do it? How do you get there from that pit of despair? This will be easier said than done, and we admit that before we even say it. The feeling of home, the feeling of Source, and the feeling that you are always connected is something that you get when you let go of everything else that contradicts all that you seek to experience. You have to let go of logic. You have to let go of theories that say that you are all there by accident. You have to return to your center, your inner world, because that is truly where you will feel it and experience it. And then you can share it with everyone on planet Earth, because when you experience that, you will understand that it's what's been missing from other people's lives as well. We are the Arcturian Council. We have enjoyed connecting with you.